Yo.
Look what you did.
We're back with another episode. It's me and your boy.
We're back.
We're back.
Folks, we've been on a bit of a quest today.
It's been a day.
It's been a fucking good-ass day.
You've ever seen a movie at 2 o'clock and
2:50
in the fucking middle of the day?
Folks, I will say, one of the first episodes we did was me talking about the best movies of the year, and I said number one was The Monkey. And that still remains.
Nope.
Number two is Warfare, though.
Number one's Monkey?
For sure.
You like Monkey better than Warfare?
Yeah, dude.
What?
I mean, in terms of story.
Really?
I
I hardly remember the Monkey story.
Well, to be fair, the story on Warfare wasn't...
It was kind of like, hey, dudes need to get out the house.
That was it. But the Monkey, it's not a toy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they put a lot more lore in the Monkey, didn't they?
That being said, obviously Warfare was better than the Monkey.
Warfare was a shiznit.
Best move. I don't want to spoil it, but it was good, dude.
Fuck yeah.
And I gotta be honest, bro. I don't know if it was because of how it was shot, or like
what do you mean?
Like how the movie itself was shot, but it felt like 30 minutes.
It did. It felt short. I kept looking at my phone and I was like, damn, an hour went by.
Like when the credits came up, I was like, really?
That fast, right?
But then you look and you're like, holy shit, it was like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
An hour and a half of straight, nonstop.
That just tells how gripping the story is. Gripping. Yeah, it tells how gripping and intense the story is. Because, like, you're so intrigued. It's like watching the shows that have an hour episodes. And you're like, oh, episode's over?
Yeah.
I need another one, you know?
Yeah. It was binge-worthy.
Yeah.
Dude, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I would say for thinking the ballerina's a solid pick. You're
all
pretty
right, hold on, dude. So, whenever you hear this episode, the day is Saturday, April 19th, 9:51 p.m.
Yes,
Pacific Standard.
That's actually.
We went and saw it. First of all, how many fucking trailers were there? Okay, so the movie said it was going to start at 2:50, which, to be honest,
it didn't.
But I mean, I'm kind of glad it cut a little, because then we could say, no, the movie started at like 3:15.
Yeah.
And it's not, hey, were there just two dudes? Why?
It kind of was. For like...
First, yeah.
We showed up, there was like 4 people there.
And the demographic was exactly what you would expect.
Yeah.
It was just dudes who were in Iraq.
In the war.
Yeah, just dudes with the Desert Storm veteran hats on, and it was like,
Yeah. Yeah, no. But the scene, pretty dead. 2 o'clock. You ever go see a movie at 2 o'clock? Yeah, pretty dead. They even give you discounts because you go so early.
They gave a discount?
Yeah, it was like 25% off. Tickets were like $8, dude.
Oh, that's nice.
Fuck yeah, bro. Fucking IMAX movie. They like the, what they call it, AMC artisan film.
Isn't that weird?
That was weird. I was like, what the?
Yeah, the whole thing where they're like, movies are better. And it's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
I'm about to break my goon fast.
I'm gonna goon.
Step back. I'm about to bust.
But one of the many, first of all, 28 years later.
That one was solid.
Looks fucking dope.
Solid. Yeah, hold on.
Also, keep in mind, when we were watching all this,
solid.
George was high as George was doped up.
I was high as draft nuts.
He was doped up watching fucking Navy SEALs blow up.
Yeah, I was watching Navy SEALs get their legs turned into mush.
But when we were watching the trailers, a lot of them, I'll be honest, folks, and I feel like you'll agree with me, a lot of the movies look kind of shitty. Kind of plug in, repetitive.
Yeah. What's going to put cheeks into seats?
Yeah, just stuff where people will like go in being like, and they'll leave being like,
Not life-changing movies.
No, but this one I feel like kind of was.
Warfare?
Yeah.
For sure.
This is one I'm going to remember, definitely. And I'm not afraid to say it. Best war movie I've ever seen.
I mean, when you go to watch a war movie and then you go buy a gun directly afterwards.
I'm not going to say, bro, but definitely had some influence.
I would say it had 100% influence on it.
Yes, dude, because I'm seeing all the Navy SEALs with their loadouts, like EOTech, fucking foregrips and shit on their ARs, and I was like, yeah.
They had a sick-ass loadouts just for the movie to last an hour and a half and them to not kill no one. But you know what? I respect the movie for being real because 9 times out of 10, that's probably how it happens.
Yeah.
They like to paint, like, Navy SEALs
or any American,
Marines,
any main character.
They like to paint them at like the superheroes.
Oh, there's a bad guy. Boom, one headshot. Boom, one headshot. Boom, one head. That's it.
Yeah.
This one, no one got shot. I don't think, right?
No one got shot. There was only like shrapnel,
explosives. That's what did it.
Like the explosives is what hurt everyone. But after that, all the shots fired didn't hit nothing. It was mostly like cover fire.
Yeah. And it was just a bunch of, and it was also like in those movies where it's like a guy will have like a grenade, like he'll kick a grenade away and then be like, let's get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. The grenade fell straight in.
No, and then it's just like Navy SEALs who probably were, probably in 2006 were probably some of the best trained.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were still freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
It just seems so real.
Yeah. I just know for sure that if your legs got turned into mush, I don't know if I could be able to drag you like that guy did.
I wouldn't want you to, dude.
Like just because of how like how I know what I can carry.
Bro, and then imagine, well, all right, first of all, you calling me obese is not cool.
No, bro, you're just like I just can't. Like I don't think I would, but like you would, like, bro, the other day I had one of my coworkers carry me on his shoulders, and he was like, just sit down. And he carried me with ease. And I was like, damn, like that's crazy, because if we were ever in war, I couldn't save that guy.
Right. You know, like, I mean? I'm sorry.
Like, and that makes me feel, that's why I almost cried. Because I'm like, bro, I just imagine if that was Max and I'm trying my hardest to fucking like pull him in the house.
You were high as shit,
and
dude.
I can't, and I'm like, fuck. Like,
you were high as shit, dude.
I started getting teary-eyed, and I was like, oh my God.
It's real. You have PTSD, dude.
A little bit.
You and the guy behind us, who was a vet, same thing.
Yeah. He was chewing on his popcorn like, I was there.
But I don't want to give too much away about the movie. All right, folks, listen, this will be number 6 episode. We have about, I think it's about 20 all-time listens. 33. Scoreboard. And that is everywhere, folks. We are officially giving the movie Warfare. You should go see it.
Yeah, I would stamp that. I will also stamp that. You need to go see it.
You should go see it.
Even if it's alone, go for it if you're that bold. But I would go watch it with a buddy.
That shit was heavy.
Yeah, shit was heavy.
But some of the movies coming out.
Ass.
A lot of ass.
Ballerina.
All right, dude. So the new John Wick kind of spinoff, right?
It's based in the John Wick universe.
Which is also, it's so retarded to say. It's like, does everything need a universe?
I mean,
it's like, in the John Wick universe.
yeah, that's what.
In the Marvel universe.
They didn't even bring that out until the end of the trailer.
No, it's like, yeah, and then it's like, it's the Baba Yaga.
Yeah,
it's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But you were thinking that. What I was thinking was, I saw John Wick get off the train and I went,
I saw John Wick get off the train and I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
But when we were leaving the movie theater, we were talking about the movie. We were like, dude, that shit was fucking dope. Holy shit. And then I went, and the ballerina looks kind of, or I said, that new John Wick movie looks kind of cool. And it was just silence. And then I went, fuck, am I gay?
I don't want to lie to you and be like, yeah.
Nah, you were just like,
straight face.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck, am I gay? And then I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about that scene where he's like driving a car up like a obviously CGI cliff, and I was like, and I was gay.
Yeah, that movie's not decent.
But 28 years later,
for sure,
We should probably go see that.
28 years later, Friendship with Tim Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Shit looks amazing.
Maybe I'll give that Fever Dream one.
The Wes Anderson one?
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't even know what it was called. It's so strange.
But yeah. The scene where she's like, what are your thoughts? And he was like,
my reasons?
What are your reasons?
My reasons are my reasons.
I was just like, then it was like, here's a hand grenade.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That movie, I might give it a shot. Maybe if I can pirate it, but I probably won't pay.
Won't go see it.
Yeah, no, I won't pay for the ticket.
What? Jurassic Park Rebirth?
Nope. Count me out of that one.
Scarlett Johansson, dude. Nice looking Jew.
We got Reddit for that, bro. You know what type of man I am.
I know. But so yeah, we saw the movie. Then immediately, George was like, I'm gonna go look for fishing rods. They have guns there you can look at. He was like, you can look at them.
Yeah.
And then I went in and I was like, we went to the gun counter and I went, kind of want to buy a Glock 43X. And you were like, really?
Right away though, the guy, you said I want to look at some handguns, and he said something along the lines of, as long as you don't want to see it, no Glocks. Like, he didn't want to show you Glocks.
Yeah, he thought they were pretty shitty.
Yeah. Which a lot of people do because of the robust look of them. You know, there's not much to it.
I like my 19. I don't know if I'd like the 43X.
No, I mean, I purchased it, and now that I've seen more subcompact carries out there, I kind of wish I would have spent my money elsewhere. But that's the beauty of...
But Glocks will last forever.
Exactly. It's the beauty of just knowing that you have a reliable gun.
Yeah, they're both sick. All right, so yeah, what I got was... The more I think about it, the more insane I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's because it was crazy. I mean, he pulled out both of them.
He pulled a Glock 43X out, and I was like, I like it. And then he goes, now try this. And he pulled out a SIG P365 macro.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck.
The X. Macro X.
Macro. Yeah. Let's see what it's called. I have it right here. P365 macro X. And it was kind of immediately I was like, yeah, you picked it up and you were like, fuck.
Yeah, bro. Like when we were in the store, I didn't touch it because I didn't show him my ID. I didn't want to go picking up guns on the counter.
He didn't care though.
Right? He didn't care, but I was just like, okay, you do your business. I didn't think you were going to buy the gun.
I bought the gun.
That's why I was like, whatever, bro. I'm not even going to touch it because, like, I don't think you're even considering buying this one. And then he showed it to you and you picked it up. And he said, yeah, it's up to you. And then he said, I think I'm going to go with the SIG. And I was like, holy fucking shit.
That's two Glock 43X.
Yeah. That's why I like when he pulled it out, I was like, it's nice. But it's also it's 2 times the price of the fucking Glock. And it shows.
For sure.
It shows, like, the quality, the build.
Especially for, like, a concealed carry.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
You only carry 10 with the Glock 43X, and you carry what?
17.
Plus 1?
Yep.
That's 18. And it's the same size. You're not, like, giving up anything for the 17.
Right.
So, why doesn't it make sense for you to... And you were going for a carry gun.
Yeah, and it was just like the Glock 43X isn't optic ready.
Nope.
It doesn't have a rail on it. Yep. No night sights.
Yep. That's why I ordered it. I had to order it because I knew it wasn't going to come with the rail. That's why a lot of people, when I tell them I have a 43X, but it doesn't have... Yeah, it does.
Yeah, yours has the night sights.
I'm like, yeah, it does. Like, I ordered it that way.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like, if you're gonna, like, people say Glock perfection. Yeah, Glock perfection after you put $120 on, like, of add-ons.
Yeah. But, I mean, it comes kind of, it's like a
base model gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like the Dodge Charger base model.
Yeah, and you want the Hellcat.
But you got the fucking Hellcat.
I know. I'm pretty excited
You
about
got the
it.
fucking demon, bro.
Bro, but we got to talk about the guru.
Bill?
So I got...
Bill?
Pass me the
40.
the 40. No, so I got the gun. I'm looking for George. I walked all the fishing aisles. I walked up all of them. And I was like, where the fuck is he? And then I see this dude with a sling, and I'm like, oh, and then I look next to him, and I'm like, that's the thing, dude. Bill is the guru, obviously.
Obviously.
But Bill overshadowed you. Like, I saw Bill before I saw you.
Damn.
You know what I mean? It was just he had this aura.
He was up 2,000 aura points.
Definitely.
I was like lower rep, you know?
Yeah.
I was like level 45, and he was like level 70 something.
He had a way about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I walked over, and he was like, here, this is something cool I can show you about this rod. He put the fishing rod, when George was holding it, he put the end of the fishing rod under his chin, and he was like, now I'm going to talk, and you can feel it.
I did feel it.
Yeah.
I felt it in my rod.
Dude, should have hit him. Bill, are you trying to fuck me? Bill, you want to fuck me right now, dude?
Yeah, he's
What are you, some kind of queer?
he's an eager old man to show me a lot of his techniques.
But what tell him like before I got there. Like what he was doing with the rod.
He showed me the rod, like a rod I was looking for, and he grabs the tip of it and just completely bends it in half. And he goes, yeah, check it out. This is pretty durable, isn't it? But like he bent the fuck out of the rod, and I'm like, sweet. Now I gotta get a
I'm definitely sure it might be durable, but I'm gonna get a new one.
yeah. Now I gotta go get another one because this one took
Bill's beating.
Yeah, it took Bill's beating. So, and then he stuck it up to his throat, which I thought was pretty odd. But hey, man, I guess it's an old school technique. If you
Bill was trying to fuck you, dude.
if you put your rod on my throat,
Put your rod on my throat, and I can talk, and you'll feel it.
yeah, I was like, okay.
I was like, what the fuck is going on, Bill?
Indeed, I did feel it in my rod.
So you got the rod.
I ended up purchasing the rod.
Talk about the fucking
We went up to the
level boss, dude,
That was crazy, bro. I thought Bill was like the ultimate boss
of the Sports Warehouse.
thought that was the boss. I mean, he's got the guru on his name tag.
Oh, dude, yeah. When he was like,
That's crazy.
It says Bill the Guru on his name tag, and then George goes, "You're the Guru," and he goes, "Yeah, they call me that."
He says they call me that. I don't call myself that. They call me that.
Got offended.
Yeah, he got a little bit offended, and I'm like, I mean, you didn't want that on your name tag. You didn't.
It's not fucking
Okay,
Nazi Germany.
Bill the Guru. Anyways,
What if he wanted his name tag to say the Guru Bill?
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
mean,
could see that being upset about that.
you got freedom of speech. This is America, Bill.
Bill,
Yeah.
Bill.
Bill Nye, the Fisher guy. That's who he was, bro.
But
The
yeah,
guru guy.
dude, talk about the final boss.
I thought Bill was the final boss.
Me too.
Little did I know. We walk up to the counter. All jolly, you know. My boy got a new gun. I got a new rod, you know. And we get hit with the boy that stole Woody. He's just up at the counter, you know. He's taking a call, some kind of call. He doesn't really pay much attention to us until I put my stuff down at the counter where he's taking the call, and then he hangs up and goes,
Not there.
He goes, I can take you over here.
Not there.
And I'm like, okay.
Then I go, dunked on.
That guy did not give a shit, bro. He just takes me at the other counter, rings up all my stuff, does not put any of my stuff in a bag, which I had several things I could have been put in a bag.
Yeah, dude, you had like 4 lures, a rod.
Several stuff.
What's that thing that's on the
It's
rod?
a reel?
A reel. The reel of the rod.
Yeah.
The reel, the rod, and the lures.
He just fucking checks it with his bar scanner and then takes another call. Doesn't even tell me my total. Doesn't even give me my receipt. Just takes another call. And then instantly I get hit with like a
wave of fucking...
it's like a train, bro.
Dude,
like one of those Japanese fast trains.
Dude Bullet Train.
Yeah.
He stunk, dude. So fucking bad.
And like I said, I'm not the type of person to talk shit about people. God. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be like, this guy was unhygienic.
Hold on, dude.
But this guy was unhygienic.
What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about that fucking guy that stunk at the sports warehouse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was
You know what my boss did when I worked at 7-Eleven in college?
Here.
What do you do?
I worked at 7-Eleven in college, and my boss and I were the only ones in the store. And this guy,
Here, you got to get closer and talk louder. Stop looking around so much.
This guy walks in, and he was a worker. I think he was a farmer, but he really smelled bad. And
like onions?
oh, it was worse than that. It
Okay.
was like death.
When
And,
it's worse than that, it's like, dude, you haven't showered in a few.
well, this is my boss said, Mark, he said, I took a shower today. Did you? What is that? Which was pretty rude.
Yeah.
But, it was funny, too, because I was 20. So, oh, sorry. So what do you guys, other than that, what are you talking about?
We're just talking about our... you want me to plug a mic in for you?
Sure.
Here, get over there.
Yeah. We got Mark joining the podcast.
Holy shit. We've got the Mark.
We got Mark joining in on the podcast.
Oh, my God, Max. Did you drink that whole thing?
No.
You did.
No, I didn't.
George?
George did.
No, I didn't.
Jeez, Max. Let me have that one. You shouldn't be drinking that.
Yeah, you gotta... Well, he's not in a drive anymore.
Yeah, I know. Worry about him.
Mark, you just stole my 40.
I did.
Get dunked on.
What the hell?
Get dunked
So
on.
am I live?
Yeah, you're live. You're on air right now. You're talking about your 7-Eleven manager?
Yeah, so best job.
Joining the
way,
podcast, my father, Mark.
Yeah.
I thank you for what? Do you want this?
No. That's his 40 now. Yeah, he took that.
My dad cucked me.
Yeah, he did, bro. And he ain't gonna do a thing about it. Let him drink like half of it at least.
I want to. Could I talk about the text I sent to Donald Trump today?
You can talk about anything you want on this podcast.
Mark,
Yeah.
yeah, it's freedom of speech. Wait. Hold on. What are you going to do? What are you going to talk about?
I want to talk about the message I sent to President Trump today.
How many messages have you sent President Trump?
A few, but so today I was reading about the Naval Academy, how they had taken like 318 books off the shelf.
A lot of books, a
And
lot
from
of knowledge.
Yeah, and from what I heard, and I don't know if it's true or not, but what I heard was that they used some sort of search engine that was looking at different words, like specific words, which is kind of silly because I went through these summaries of these books. And of course, if you were looking for specific words, they were in there. And so, but as you looked at the summaries, it was nothing more than history, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
so, and I have to preface this because nobody knows me, but I am a conservative. I've been one for my whole life, and
My boy.
I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump except for what he's doing. I think the things he's doing are going to be amazing.
But do you
That's
think he's
right.
like a punk?
Well, he's a bully.
He's a punk, right?
No, he's not a punk. He's a bully.
He
He's
would
too old to be a punk.
Would he be a punk? Would he be a
You
punk?
think George is a punk?
No, George is the nicest guy in the world.
Hell yeah.
George almost cried watching a movie today.
Because I didn't think that if Max was in that situation, I don't think I could have pulled him into the house. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
that made me sad. I'm like, damn, I can't save my best friend like when his legs are in mush. I don't
have you guys talked about the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
start.
I would leave Max out in the hall anyways.
Be like, fuck this. This guy is such a loudmouth.
This guy's the weakest link here.
This guy's now his legs are mush. There goes the fucking one thing he could do is walk.
I wouldn't do that. So
Walk with his arms down to his side because he doesn't swing them when he walks. Remember when you said that?
Funny. That's
What?
so funny.
Remember when you said that?
Lucy said that to you.
No, you said that to me.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
Dude,
I
that's
wouldn't
so
say that to
funny
you.
though.
You went. That's why you fucking.
Bro got the Neanderthal genes.
You went. That's why you don't move your arms when you walk. I remember you said that to me
Because of why?
because I probably deserved it.
Yeah, you probably
Well,
did
when
some-
you were 2, you fell in RJ's garage.
you did
I
say
felt-
that.
and
and
then
your head sounded like a pumpkin hitting the...
didn't you drop me on a coffee table?
No, I dropped you. I was holding you on the first step on the carpet, and kind of bumped your head a little bit, but it was.
I
just
thought
a
you
little
dropped
bit.
me down the stairs.
Oh God, no.
Didn't you drop me by the stairs?
Once I was sitting on the bottom step, and I had you upside down, and I dropped you on your head. But you were so young that your bones when you're that young are just rubber. So it's not.
Did he still have that?
And
little,
you were perfectly fine after that.
My fucking arms don't move when I walk.
They did.
Did he have that ashtray still in his head? You know?
Yeah.
Calling a soft spot an ashtray is insane.
Well, I got it from Family Guy.
He was fine. I mean, the kid was perfectly fine, and then he got hit with a couple teeter-totters. He fell off the monkey bars at school.
I fell off the merry-go-round at school.
Dude, I had like 9 concussions before I was like,
Yeah.
Really?
yes, dude.
I had a
You're like Troy Aikman.
I feel like fucking Brett Favre.
this week I had to turn into a nurse at my job. One of my coworkers tripped on the mesh and ate shit on the drain.
Yep.
Completely split his like forehead open, like deep gash. And one of my friends ain't too good with blood. So I walk over trying to get a tool.
Passed out.
He's like, fuck, dude, I got to get back in there. Can you take care of this? And I'm like, I guess. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, hey, how you feeling? And he just weary-eyed and he's like, I don't even know what happened. I'm just trying to wrap him up. And he's trying to look at the wound. And I'm like, dude, don't look at it. You're going to pass out. No, I'm good. I'm okay. And he's just looking at it. And I can see his face just turning
Flush.
white. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, dude, don't. But yeah, I became Nurse George. And I was like, you don't have a concussion. You're fine. Just go home and sleep. You don't got to worry about dying. And guess what?
He later died in his sleep because of a hemorrhagic.
He died later in the morning.
No, he was fine. He actually woke up the next morning.
George got fired.
I think
George said, don't worry about that piece of rebar that got stuck through your skull. I think that thing's going to fall out by itself.
There goes
It's kind
my
of like
nursing,
baby teeth.
There goes my nursing career.
Yeah.
everything I had planned for. No, he ended up getting 5 stitches and he came back like 2 days later and he said, the nurses told me I didn't have a concussion. And I said, I know you didn't, because you should have probably bumped your head harder. As fucking stupid as you are, it probably would have gave you superpowers if you bumped your head harder.
That's the hardest part of your head, though.
Right here, right here.
And
it
there's
just
no
split 'em.
tissue there, so that's why it splits open so easy.
So bad, dude.
Yeah, because it's just the opposite, like the inside of it's just skull, right?
It is skull.
So it's like you hit like the concrete. It's just concrete, thin layer of epidermis,
Ooh, epidermis, nice.
skull.
The craziest part about it is that in concrete work, when somebody eats shit, it's like, okay, well, there's stuff, like we got stuff to do, man. I don't care. And when he fell, he got up and everybody just stared at him. Like they saw the big gash in his head.
And they're just like,
man down, man down. Like they just stared at him and were yelling, man down, man down. And I was like, dude, get him out of here, bro. Like, go get him bandaged up. What's wrong with you guys?
He comes back the next day and he's like, Mama said nothing bad happened. I just came down. They said they had to put a couple things in my skull to make blood not come down. But I'm back here, man. I'm going to work today.
You know
Put a
what?
Band-Aid on it.
I put a
what's
Band-Aid
bad?
on it, and I think I have hepatitis now.
You know what? He talks like that even before he got hit in the head.
Is he like a retard?
A little
Max.
bit. A little bit. I'm not gonna. Hey, we employ 2 retarded people. We really do. We really do. How? I don't know. Because, disability and like being able to work, I don't know how that works.
Are they good? They're probably like, you could probably throw like a brick at them and they're going to just be
Max.
like, what?
You know what? It depends on cognitively if they're there but they're just having challenges with.
They're good help. I will say that.
They're just people. They're going to do the best they can do.
Mark, why are you being so serious?
I
am a serious guy.
I do
He comes
treat
in
them
here-
like people. Like, I might joke about them here and there and like shit. But like, I'll be at work like, okay, take it easy. We're going to do it like this, okay? Like, I really have to talk to them like that, bro. And
You're like, I joke with them here and there. Your joke is just putting a bunch of quarters in a sock and fucking beating the shit out.
Can I talk about Trump?
talk about the messages that
I just wanted to come back to this because it's important, I think. And
Yeah.
so
You're emailing Trump.
I've sent other messages to him. They have a website. If anybody wants to send a message to President Trump, you just get on the whitehouse.org and you can contact me. You send a message to him. I'm sure.
I got a message for him. I'm gonna punch him in the belly.
Well,
I bet he'd punch you back.
He'd probably beat the shit
he
out
would
of me.
punch you back. Yeah, he'd probably tackle you.
What are you, some sort of queer?
What does the message?
What did you say?
Yeah.
Well,
What is-
the first one was when they were. First of all, I'm a big fan of cutting waste in Washington because they've been running a deficit for every year, and if they were a company,
They'd be bankrupt.
people would have been gone a long time ago because you can't spend more than you make. You just can't. So I'm a big fan of cutting. Unfortunately, you have to cut people.
That does suck.
So
It does suck. I've been through it. I was cut.
Would you say that you're a big fan of Doge and what they're doing then?
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
Me too. Yeah.
I think we've known this for years. I mean, I'm old enough that I've heard this for years, and it's like people, we spend this, and all the ways, the fraud. They're going to find some. I think they're going to find some very interesting stuff. But anyway, so I sent him a message. It said, "You know what? I wish you people would slow down.
Hit the brake.
You're firing all these people." I said, "You're firing all these people." I said, "Give them a chance." I said, "Give them at least a 3-month window or something. If you're going to let them go, let them know, and give them a 3-month window so they can get their shit together and get their lives moving in the right direction because it's hard. I've been through it. It's hard when you get let go.
You're talking sort of like job security.
It's not job security. It's just a cushion.
Yeah.
So again, it's hard to fire people. I mean, pharmaceutical companies, it's not unusual for a pharmaceutical company who has a patent on a drug. When that patent runs out, they'll fire 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Because they just don't have the funds.
They don't need them anymore.
Yeah.
They don't need them anymore.
Because
So-
it's done, right?
Yeah, and so it's not obviously a good thing, but if these people had ever been in corporate America, unfortunately, that stuff happens all the time. But my message was, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
My message was, these are Americans, right?
Yeah.
They're just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Treat them with dignity, treat them with respect, and again, what's going to happen is going to happen, but you don't have to treat people
You don't have to blindside people.
right.
Yeah.
What did you think about Elon Musk with the chainsaw?
It was stupid.
That was pretty crazy.
That was pretty gay.
It was stupid.
I saw that and I
Like-
was like, that's so gay.
They need to have. You know what? This guy's obviously smarter than I would.
smarter than people might think.
He's very smart,
Yeah,
right? But the message they sent was just ridiculous.
I think it's insane how Elon Musk can do this, that, and the third, but they will take Zelensky to hell and back for not wearing a suit at the White House. That's crazy.
Are you pro Zelensky?
No.
I mean, he's a fucking Jew.
I'm not.
Max,
I'm not,
He is.
because I do think it was kind of like, I understand he doesn't have time to put a suit on because he's trying to fend off a big country.
Yeah, but I mean, also,
Right?
it's like you're not fighting Russia and Washington, D.C.
Right. But
He's wearing the same thing for...
my point is, why do people make a big deal out of him not wearing a suit, but they'll let Elon Musk wield a chainsaw on stage?
Because it's funny.
It makes him look ridiculous, doesn't
it
it?
does.
Like, I'm just saying, though.
does.
Like, just to be real for a second,
He does look like a retard.
why do we turn a
What?
blind eye to a
No,
billionaire?
he's doing like WWE promos where
He
he's
is.
like,
He is.
I have become death, destroyer of... Or what did he say? He's like, I have become meme.
Something.
I mean, yeah, he's just an Australian...
So this obviously he's not like the rest of us. I
No.
mean, he's
Special.
he is, and he's. I mean, I'm not an expert, so I shouldn't say that. But obviously, he's first of all, he's too smart for himself. I
For
think.
sure. Yeah.
But yeah, that whole thing was stupid. And I think the problem is people with the Zelensky thing. There was so much more going on there.
That's what I'm saying.
We didn't see all the meetings they had beforehand.
Exactly. And they'll make a big deal out of him not wearing a suit. But
Yeah.
that's the...
Why does he have a yacht?
Because he can.
No, where did he get the money for the yacht?
Well, we bought it for him.
yeah, we bought it for him.
Yeah, damn right we did.
I hope it's an American yacht. I hope it was made in the U.S.
Like not a Yamaha.
Yeah, like what? I feel like I should be able to go on the yacht. I want to be on the yacht.
Well,
It's like a
Hey, Zelensky, I need to be on yacht with more bullets and more armor.
You cannot get on my Bass Pro Shops yacht.
This is my wife.
Did you hear about his Russian friend? His name was Ivan Bit My Cock Off.
You said that twice on this podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's so good though.
Not this different
Yeah.
ones.
Well, I only have 2 jokes, and that was one of them. So,
Hey, so remember when we were at Wings?
tonight?
Yeah, you remember like an hour ago?
It wasn't that long ago. Yes.
Remember an hour and a half ago when Mama said
So,
the
Max-
pigs is going to come up in the silo?
So, Max, even at my age, I know.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know when I'm at a restaurant with my son.
Why do you do this?
Hit him with the teapot.
Okay, so yes, I do remember when I was at Wings.
You remember an
Remember,
hour
so
ago?
when you guys walked in,
That was such a nice surprise.
Pam and I talked. We had a great time with you guys.
yeah, I thought it was great.
Hell
But
yeah.
when you guys walked in, I don't think that you knew we were going to be there.
No, we did.
No, you didn't.
I saw George's car.
There was a million cars like that.
Not with the dent in the back.
That's right.
And the
That's
passenger
right.
side, left side.
Ooh,
No,
that's
no.
true. Okay.
Yeah.
When I
Okay.
get that dent fixed, it's gonna be so hard to identify. My
It is.
car.
Don't get it fixed.
I'm gonna.
Nah, your car is going to smell like fucking dope.
My car's gonna smell like that.
So,
fucking
anyways,
cashier.
the message I sent today, I started to talk about this, was the whole book thing. And I'll tell you what, if anybody starts doing that shit where they start taking history out, that's bullshit.
It's like the Library of Alexandria when they burned all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like there's a bunch of shit in there, and they're like, you might not think it's important, but it is.
Oh my God.
Structurally, at least, it is important.
Hell yeah.
How do we teach our kids? You know, if you look back at the whole Trail of Tears thing at the end with the Native Americans, and you look at civil rights, I was all of 5 years old when all that shit was going on, but I saw videos of it. Or
You were like 15.
I was not. Shut up, Max.
When did civil rights happen?
So I'm talking about Selma and things like that.
Yeah, like
63. Shut your mouth, okay? So, but no, and if you don't teach kids about that stuff, about how awful it was, then you're just missing out.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to hide. I mean, every country in this world has had atrocities.
Yeah.
You know, and
Oh, really? Like what? Like Japan?
you know, Russia was a great place. You know,
What about Germany? Have they ever done anything bad?
Yes, they declared
yeah.
war on the world.
On the world. Twice.
They did.
And I think we got to keep a closer fucking eye on those guys because they might do it a third time. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, I haven't bit my cock off or whatever.
Yeah. So anyways, that's what I sent today, and I was, it was kind of like when they took all those monuments down. Now this is, I don't live there, and I
Oh,
don't,
no.
no, I'm serious.
All the ones were with the slave
Confederates.
owners? Yeah.
I mean, well, slavery. White people were were enslaved a lot earlier
no.
than anybody
Oh,
else.
no.
No. My point is this, and I'm not. Everybody in this world has had slavery,
Yeah. Hell, it still happens today.
and it's awful.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
ever go to Qatar?
Wait
No.
till you guys hit Costa Rica.
Yeah, we're going to see all the motherfuckers
You
being.
guys are gonna be.
I'm
You
gonna
guys.
Be, no. I'll be having a cerveza.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
cerveza el playa. No, wait. So, cerveza para.
please. Cerveza, please. Blue Moon, please.
Por favor.
Ah,
Yeah, there you
señor, buenos noches. Dos cervezas, por favor.
This guy's ready.
See.
Are you ready to kill a giant spider, though?
See.
I don't think you are.
So, anyways, that was my whole thing.
Did you notice you know how we were at the Wings place? This is sad because I feel bad for the Jewish guy that was there.
Oh, no. Don't.
the Jewish guy?
Don't.
It sucks, but
There was a lady there with her,
you know that loud lady that
Partner.
was over there?
with the dark hair.
With all the freckles?
Yeah,
She was beautiful. I'm being serious.
I
I
I'm
thought
being
she was
serious, too.
absolutely beautiful.
She was stunning.
she'd be a lot more beautiful if she wasn't giving us looks while her boyfriend was next to her.
Very weird.
Oh, was she?
Very weird.
That's weird.
Well, at least she wasn't giving
She
you
was a
something
whore.
else, George.
that would
Yeah,
have
George,
been worse.
you know what she was going to give you, George? VD.
I was talking about headmaster. It was just.
Ew, you just drank fucking spit, dude.
I don't care.
Headmaster.
No, I thought she was beautiful.
I mean, she was, but
And I'm an old guy. I mean, I'm not saying it. Oh, that's creepy. Okay. So.
no. Like you can.
No,
appreciate,
it was just weird that her Jewish boyfriend was right there.
Yeah, he was probably like,
And I think she was looking at George more than me.
these.
Well, I
wings
would
are
if I
so
were her.
spicy.
Yeah.
I mean, George is much better looking than you.
Okay.
Oh, it's fucking hereditary.
No,
I know. I was just going to say that.
that's not true because I don't. I feel like I don't look like my mom or my dad.
What?
I don't, bro. Like if you look at my mom and my dad, you're like, your dad's way too fucking dark.
Do they look like? Do your parents look like Speedy Gonzalez?
No, my dad looks like he's Nigerian, and my mom looks like she's Filipino or something. Like she's like super light skinned and like yellow almost.
Well, you're a movie star, George.
That's
Yeah,
what
you
that's
are,
what people
but-
say when I get my hair cut.
You're
Yeah.
a movie star,
You
dude.
are a movie star.
Yeah, you come over here and you make
Plus,
jokes.
he's a really nice guy.
Dude, nice guys finish last though, Mark.
No, they don't,
I don't know
George.
if I want to.
Yeah, George was getting looked at by the whore with the Jew.
Yeah, your old
Max.
boyfriend. That's crazy.
She had tattoos.
That's what I'm saying.
That was sad, though.
What?
George is getting looked up and down by.
Yeah, like why are you doing that? Your boyfriend's right next to you.
You
That's-
should have went over and said something to him.
I
You
would
should have been like,
if I didn't know
buddy,
this last minute.
this lady, she ain't going to be with you in heaven because she's going to be burning in hellfire.
I was having such a good time with you guys that I didn't notice until until we walked out. I was like, huh, that was a thing.
You should have went over to him and said, "Are you guys married, or are you just boyfriend girlfriend?" Because
Is that your sister?
I hope it's your sister because she's been looking me up and down. If that's your girlfriend or wife, then
You should kill her.
You have a
should
problem.
Cut her fucking arms off.
you know what? You're gonna end up in a ditch somewhere, buddy.
Because you don't want to mess with the big players.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with the likes of me.
I didn't realize that was happening.
Well,
was
that's
that
'cause your
before we
back
got
was
there?
to her.
Oh,
But you remember when I pulled up that very offensive Jewish picture and I was holding it next to you? It looked like that, dude.
Max.
It did. I kept
It
looking
did.
back at him, and I was like, Max, why are you pulling this up when it looks like that, dude? He's gonna come over here and say something.
And be like,
So why aren't you guys doing it? Why are you doing this?
These wings are so spicy.
Oh, these wings are so spicy.
You should have went over and kissed her
I would have
right in front of the.
no, dude, you should have went over and kissed him.
Oh yeah, kissed him.
Been like,
assert my dominance.
I love you. I
know.
want to take you away from this bitch.
You're like, she's been looking at me all night, but you know what?
Honey, I've
you
been looking
I have
right
eyes for. Oh
back
my god.
at you.
It's you. I don't want her. I want you.
Yeah.
Dad, what did you think about that video of, don't say names because,
No, I won't say names.
but what did you think about that video of
We died laughing for 30 minutes.
that dude getting called a sex pedophile?
Oh, the one that his friend put a letter in a mailbox and
That's
told him
such
it came from the government or
It's so
something.
masterminded.
And if you saw the picture, it would be 1,000 times funnier because it looked so stupid. He literally, it was just in like one of those, like, you know, the brown letter, whatever, you put the letters in it and then you like twist it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was in one of those. It had no return address.
It was in a manila envelope.
And then the picture was just,
so stupid.
the top of it said, the courts of, or what was it?
It was the courts of Wisconsin.
The courts of Wisconsin.
Like, if
it
you
was
would've
like the,
read it.
the police seal of Wisconsin. And it said it was just his social security number. And then it said, you're a sex offender. You have to go door to door.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was funny. I did see part of it. Yeah.
No, we were down here laughing for
30, 40 minutes. That was pretty bad. Honestly, the back of my head is like so tense from laughing
I was
so hard.
just him being like, so we're not friends anymore? No, not after what you did.
So bad.
That was funny.
It was pretty funny. It's not fun to make. It's not good to make fun of retarded people.
Oh, he's not retarded.
I don't know. We saw a lot of evidence tonight.
Questionably,
I have a question for you guys.
like undiagnosed.
Go ahead.
So, what do you guys think about what do you think about how society is doing right now? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it indifferent?
I think it's. I want to say it's bad.
Nah, we're doing fine, bro. I think
I want to say it's bad, just like our generation kind of.
I
Why
mean,
is that?
We're just a bunch of retards.
the
No,
young
you're not.
no, yeah, no.
Majority.
The younger generation might be.
Yeah, but that's what their generation said.
No.
They were like the younger generation.
Well, that's what my dad's generation.
Yeah,
said.
yeah, it's everyone. They're like, these fucking, it's just, that's how it is. But I think our generation's not great.
Yeah, I mean, we have
half
flaws.
half of us are Nazis. The other half are like,
I don't want to eat chicken.
I know we eat.
What do you mean you're Nazis?
If you go on the internet,
Yeah, they're like
a lot of
Jews,
people are
Jews.
like, the Jews are the reason we're
there's
all.
a big Jew hate man.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not anti-Semitic.
It is though.
Well, if they hate Jews, it kind of is.
I know, it's a joke.
It is anti-Semitic. They're like
Really?
the Jews
So this is prevalent.
Yeah.
It's very prevalent.
Well, that's sad.
A lot of
And
them.
here's the spooky thing about it. It's not just one side. It's both. Everyone, you can disagree as much as you want. You can be a diehard liberal Antifa or a Proud Boy, and you're both like, it's the Jews.
Yeah.
So they agree on that one thing, which is kind of like
Wow.
Which I mean, it's common.
raggy.
It's common.
Holocaust.
Somebody has to be the scapegoat every single time.
Yeah.
And it's
And-
definitely the guys
Why
who
do
are like,
Why do you think people? Why do you think there's so much hate right now?
Because
you guys elected a fucking Nazi.
No, that's not true. It's because they gotta
Max.
have something to talk about, and they gotta have like scare tactics, like all these tariffs. Like I forget what it's called, but there's it's a certain tactic that the government uses, and it's where they pop up a bunch of stuff that like might make the public go, "Oh my gosh!" Like we're fucked.
Like free Chipotle.
Well, all these plants and social media are doing that.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't-
how much I wonder if it's like someone on like
It's fake.
every
Yeah,
day it's breaking
it's like,
news. This breaking
fucking
news
Jews did it, and then you click on their profile and they have no followers. No one knows who they are.
I will say Israel has a lot of
Ah.
Israel has a lot to play in the United States. Like
They own a part of the United States.
they have their hands in several pies of
sure,
the United
yeah.
States.
But when I was a kid, 100 years ago, politically, I remember when the Democrats and the Republicans disagreed on many things.
Yes.
They also agreed on many things. And when they were done with the day, it's like Tip O'Neill. I tell Max this all the time. Tip O'Neill was
You've never told me this.
Speaker of the House. He was a ginormous guy from Tennessee, really kind of a neat guy. He was a Democrat. And of course, Reagan, I think, was in office then, so he's Republican president. But these people would disagree, and then they'd go have dinner together.
Yep.
They didn't hate each other.
No.
I don't understand how
It's
people
about
can
money.
hate. Well, I don't understand how people can. Donald Trump's an interesting bird, but I don't see how everybody can just hate him.
Not everybody, half the people.
Well, the Democrats all hate him, and it's like,
you think Mom hates,
no, she doesn't. She doesn't like him.
but she doesn't hate him.
She doesn't hate him. But you look at
George hates him.
What? I voted
George
for him.
doesn't hate
The
him.
fuck?
You voted for him?
Yeah,
you
I
Nazi?
made
Nazi,
this
Nazi,
mess.
Nazi.
No, we're fascists. Get it straight.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
the same thing.
I got Jew ties and I'm fascist.
I just don't understand how.
Yeah, dude.
What?
Yeah, dude.
You what?
I got Jew ties and I'm fascist.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a conundrum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a big old zoinks.
That's a big old oxymoron.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't understand how.
I feel like both of the parties are kind of colliding now, and people are losing their shit over it. When Joe Biden endorsed Donald Trump, everybody was just kind of like, "What?"
Well, when Joe Biden gave a medal to Soros,
Yeah,
I mean, Jesus Christ.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why do
With
you
all due
guys
respect.
Why do you guys hate Biden?
I don't hate him. He's just
Yeah, I've never said
guy's
that.
a nothing. He's a liar. He's been a liar for 47
I
years.
hate to think about Biden being sad.
I hope he's sad.
He's not sad. He's eating ice cream. He's
Yeah, I
fine.
know, but like you think about him like wearing big old cargo shorts in Delaware with like a polo t-shirt now or like a polo button up, and he's
Well, he
just
has
like,
Depends on, too.
well, no, it's just sad.
I'll be
I
there
think about him
someday.
in Delaware, and I just go, and he's like, and it just makes me sad.
Nah, he doesn't have a worry about it.
His kids are all spending his money.
Yep.
I feel like we all gave a bad rap to Hunter.
Come on. Hunter. He gave himself a bad rap.
What? He didn't do anything wrong.
He didn't do anything wrong. No, you're right.
He smoked crack. We've all smoked crack here at this table. I can say that.
I have
Not true.
My dad smoked crack.
I did not ever
chasing
smoke
the white
crack.
My dad's been smoking crack for a long time.
I've never smoked crack.
You remember when
I know several people that have smoked crack. Your dad has never smoked crack.
You remember when Tyson went on that thing with Barbara Walters where he was like, Barbara, I would never hit a woman. I would never do that. And then Robin Givens came out and she was like, he hits me. And he was like, oh, that's what I'm doing right now.
I didn't mean to say I wasn't hitting.
Barbara, I would never hit a woman. That's just so disrespectful.
I didn't hit her. She hit her head against the wall.
That's the best. That's the best Mike Tyson impression ever.
She didn't listen the first time.
Oh,
Had to bitch that bitch into the fucking wall. She ain't listen.
No, we don't endorse domestic violence over here.
Unless you're a lady.
Unless you didn't listen the first time.
oh, jeez.
Unless the bitch don't got a good pair of ears, obviously. No, unless your lady is at Wings Etc. looking at two on the spectrums.
She was probably looking at me, actually.
I don't know. I think she was looking at George.
Nah,
I said we. Like what? I got a mouse in my pocket. I said we.
Oh, I thought you were speaking French.
C'est quoi, sacré-bou?
Yeah.
Oh,
stop it.
yeah, you thought.
What are you doing, Joe Biden right now?
No, I was speaking French.
No, I said we because...
You got a mouse in your pocket?
Yeah, but really, the lady was looking at George more times than I can count.
She was watching me down those shrimp.
She was like... Oh.
Okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You just reminded me of something. So I knew this woman in Ohio that I met her, a couple years ago, and she was telling this story. She worked at a golf course. I think her dad owned the golf course, but she was talking about this tattoo she had on her, right in her, like by her
Pussy?
No. It was kind of at her waist, but lower. And
yeah, pussy.
She was telling these guys one night at the golf course. She said, "Can I show you my tattoo?" And he said, they said, "Well, what is it?" And they said, "It's a mouse." Right? And they're like, "It's a mouse?" And she says, "Yeah, I had a mouse put right down here." And so she pulled her shorts down, and there was nothing there, right? And she says, "Oh my God, the pussy must have ate it."
I know she was probably...
Go ahead.
She was probably getting tipped very, very good there.
She had a few tips, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have tipped her.
Brian.
She was actually very attractive.
Yeah,
most whores are.
Max.
That's how they make their money.
Hey, here's the thing with your generation, too. The difference between
your generation.
No, there's a difference between a whore and a slut, okay?
There you go.
Whore
There you
is
go.
someone who's professional and they charge money.
Yep.
A slut is like the girls we liked in high school. I mean, they don't
Right.
charge money.
Right.
They just are promiscuous.
Right.
And so they're not whores.
And sometimes she's a gem at the strip club and you gotta go get her out because how is the flower gonna bloom with no sun? She's in the strip. She's in the strip club.
I would agree.
You gotta go trick on her, dude. Pick your flavor, bro. Come on.
You
gotta know the difference. The difference. There's a difference. Like me, nice guy, finish last.
So, George,
you guys keep talking.
If you don't mind me asking, so what are your wants right now? It's for someone your age, you're doing very well. What are your wants?
I want to be a little bit more financially stable than I am now. Like right now, I don't really have to worry about nothing because I stay with my parents and I pay very few bills. But I want to be to the point where I can pay bills comfortably and not, and still go out, do the things we do today, like possibly purchase a gun if I want to. You know what I mean? I care more about my mental health and my well-being right now than anything, because I feel like right now in your 20s is when people go and try to have a good time. And then once they're done having a good time, they're like, okay, well, what do I want to be now? It's like, dude, you should have been figuring that out the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting.
So it's like, I don't know. I don't really worry about going to go to have a nightlife, because I have fun going out to dinner with Max, having chicken tenders, talking. But I think it's more important to keep your mental health first and being financially stable first before you think about, like people having a family at my age. I have several different people that I know that have kids now, and it's a little bit hard on them.
That's rough, yeah.
Because they weren't ready,
Sure.
Yeah.
So what are your needs?
I guess I don't really need nothing. No, I don't. I mean, I'm in good health. I don't need a car. I have a good car. I take care of it. Yeah, I don't need more money. I get paid very well. I get a lot of hours. So I don't really need nothing. I guess it's more of what I want. Like, I want to get my mom a house.
Yeah.
Put down payment, and then they get to enjoy that.
Yeah.
And if I want to, I can continue living with them, put a down payment on my own house. And if I don't want that house no more that I paid for them, I can sell it, or I can rent it out,
So what are your dreams?
Entertaining people.
Tell me more.
I like entertaining people, like when when I go to work and I see somebody's having a bummed out day, I like, keeping their mind distracted off that. I like watching them smile or laugh, making them forget about what's going on in their daily life, just like we're doing now. Like, who's ever listening to this, they're probably forgetting about the troubles that they had an hour or 2 hours ago. They're probably laughing at the fact that it's just us talking shit,
Well, they weren't at Wings either when that poor guy was getting dissed on by his girlfriend. Yeah.
That poor guy. That poor Jewish guy.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, they don't got to worry about their usual worries. They can play this and appreciate us for putting a smile on their face. Because I've always appreciated people for doing that when I was in a dark place. I get to play something and I forget,
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to be able to entertain people.
Good for you.
Pretty good, dude.
Fuck you. He just freaking hit the snail on me.
I just dunked on you, dude.
You hit the snail on me.
Nice.
Hey, wait.
But it's true. What he's saying. All right, dude. Drink one beer, think you're cool.
Drink one Red Bull.
But yeah, I think that's a good. I mean, this whole show is just started one day when I was with him and we were talking. We were talking about just probably some bullshit. And I was just like, someone else might like to hear this.
Yeah.
And it's really nice having this kind of like platform, just to be like someone. You might hate it.
You might love it.
You might think we're Nazis. We're not Nazis. We're not Nazis. But you also might be like, this is kind of funny. It's up to you, really. I mean, if you have a bad day and you're like having a long day and you're like, I got to listen to something, this is like kind of what we're doing it for.
Yeah.
Because, when I was going through some shit, it was nice to have something to like listen to kind of block it out a little bit.
Yeah, like white noise.
Yeah.
White noise, yeah.
We all need that, by the way.
Exactly.
It's a part
regardless of your age, by the way.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Be a provider for, people's peace.
Yeah. Or at least a part of it.
A part of it, yeah.
So I'm gonna have to leave soon. But thank you so much for having me. But I wanna say one last thing. This is gonna sound a little bit like kumbaya, right? But you know what?
Kumbaya, my lord.
Kumbaya. One thing I've noticed in my years of living is there's so many more good people out there than bad people. There's so many people out there that are willing to help. There's so many people that if you just open up and get to know them, it's amazing.
That's true.
Because a lot of times in our society we focus on negative stuff.
Yeah.
And because it's frankly it's easier because it's shocking somewhat. But anyways, my point is that I like listening to you guys because first of all, you guys are good friends and that's cool to watch. But yeah, you know what? Let's just take care of each other.
Yeah.
We're only here for X period of time, right? And to be dicks to everybody and fight and hate each other, that's stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
Yeah, love one another.
Yeah.
Even if somebody's got a speech impediment.
Well,
even
if
if
someone's
you
a
think,
retard.
Even if you think you're a pedophile for 2 days.
Like he did. So, yeah.
Dude, we're not friends anymore.
No, seriously though, you gotta like have patience with people.
Yeah.
You know, like
And
everybody deserves to be treated
Absolutely.
equally.
And this is my point too. That's why these people that are on both sides of an issue, say, I won't go political, but they got to stop hating each other.
Yeah,
They got to start talking,
yeah,
you know? And if they can't, then it's never going to get better.
that's true.
You know,
History will repeat itself.
Yeah, they're supposed to be adults. That's the funny thing about it. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for letting me sit here. And Max, thank you for letting me drink some of your beer.
You're
Welcome. Because this brought back memories. I told you earlier, this is a Miller High Life 40-ounce, 32-ounce glass bottle. Rick Bird and I,
Yeah, I think
in high school, were sitting in Dick Mompre's driveway in Alma, Michigan. And Rick and I, it was probably midnight. I think we were seniors or juniors. I don't know. But we both had a bottle of this, and we finished it. We had to finish it before we could leave.
That's
and,
right.
It was pretty special. So thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being a guest on our show. We really appreciate it.
Wow, thanks, Dad. See ya. Wow.
That was amazing.
Bruh. LeBron James. Retard.
Wow, dude.
Special guest appearance.
Holy
Middle of the
shit,
episode.
dude. This is our best guest we've ever had.
Second guest. Best guest.
Definitely.
I'm glad he came on when he did, and he had some wise words for all of us.
Yeah, me too.
If you're listening to this, hope you guys have a good Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter, Passover, fucking whatever.
If you guys had a long weekend, good for you, because I did too.
Yeah.
This guy over here didn't. He got Jude.
I didn't get Jude. How did I get Jude?
Because you worked on Friday.
Oh, yeah, I did get Jude.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Good Friday.
It was a fucking working Friday.
It was the worst Friday.
It sucked Friday.
Yeah, but if you're listening to this, hope you guys are all having a good Easter. And I hope you tune into next week's episode too, because we got a lot more juicy stuff.
We got it in the bag. All right, see ya.
See ya.